page. Thus it is said from the Tantra, which clearly shows the unimpeded realization of the Buddha Kuntuzangpo in the greater perfection. This is the 9th chapter, the prayer that will lead sentient beings to the enlightenment state without any choice. All appearing phenomena
and the possibilities of samsara and nirvana
have one source, but there are two paths and two results, the miracle of knowing and unknowing. Through this prayer of the Kuntuzangpo, may all beings realize the perfectly enlightened status. In the palace of Dharmadhatu, the source of everything is uncompounded, self-arising, infinite, inconceivable, beyond the level of samsara and nirvana. Knowing this suchness is Buddhahood, unknowing beings wonders comprehensively. May all beings of the three realms realize the nature of the inconceivable source. Furthermore, I, Kuntuzangpo, proclaim the nature of the source is free from the cause and conditions. The source is realized by spontaneously arising awarenesses. It is not named by errors of the exaggeration such as inside and outside. It is not obscured by the darkness of the mindfulness. Therefore, there are no stains of the mistaken perception. Cultivate this fresh awareness, and the three worlds are free from the open terrors. Unattached of the five objects of the sensory pleasures, self-arising awareness is free from the grip thought, solid of forms and the five poisons. The radiating clarity of the awareness is unceasing. The single nature is the five-fold wisdom. The action, the five wisdom, is the five primordial Buddhas. When is the wisdom expanded, 42 Buddhas arise. The expressive power of the five wisdom brings forth 60 helikas. Therefore, original awareness is never diluted. I am the primordial Buddha. By my power of the prayers, may all beings in the three realms of samsara recognize the self-arising awareness and expanding the capacity of the great wisdoms. And my emanations are unseen. Inconceivable billions of emanations are dispatched. And whatever varieties are needed to help the sentient beings, may I have powerful compassion and prayers. May all the beings of the three realms and liberated from the ways of the six actions. In the beginning, delusion arises in the sentient beings. When awareness of the source is forgotten, the mind becomes numb and dull. This is the first ignorance caused by every ill. Instantly unconscious, one's thoughts wanders aimlessly. One is seized by hope and fear. This begets I am neither
friend and enemy, and through clinging this becomes habitual.
Descending from the consciousness of samsara and the increasing affliction of the five poisons, there is no end of the activity of the five poisons. The source of the delusion of sentient beings is the dumb, dull mind born and forgotten. I am the Buddha by the power of my prayers. May all beings clearly view mind, release all clinging, and recognize self-awareness. Though they emerge the ignorance, one's consciousness is unmindful and distracted. Through the conception of ignorance, one separates self and others. This ignorance emerges in the conception of ignorance. From the basis of the sentient beings in the confusion, I am the Buddha by my powerful prayer. May all the beings of samsara remove the darkness of the covered mindedness, clear away dualistic grasping, and recognize the self-awareness. Dualistic conceptions are the genesis of the vow, which develop from the subtle small attachments, that powerful habitual patterns, food, clothing, wealth, bliss, and companionship, the five desirable sensory objects and loving relations, being anxious in the possession of the desiring these objects. This is the darkness of the world. This is no end of the dualistic activities. The ripening fruit, the attachment is birth in the hungry cause. The sufferer that relentlessly poverty and expectation. To be born in this state of hunger and thirst is terrible. I am the Buddha by my powerful prayers. May all beings engulfed by the desires and attachment neither reject desires and pleasure, nor accept its sorrows. To relax in the mind in its own state, restore self-refreshing awareness, and realize the discriminating awarenesses. When extreme phenomena arise, there is a subtle fear and trembling that gradually develops into the habitual patterns in the head, increasing power of attachment in the enemies, the ritual violence and murders, the agony of the burning and boiling in hell. I am the Buddha by my powerful prayer. May all sentient beings of the six realms no longer cling to imminent arises, but realize their own mind, restore the self-measure of their awareness, self-realize their lateral wisdom.
A conceited mind will criticize and challenge others. This is how strong pride develops. One will suffer the experience of incessant quarreling and fighting. When the fruit of this action ripens, one is born as a god who will experience falling down and transferring. I am the Buddha by my powerful prayer. May all concerned beings ease their mind to its own state, restore self-refreshing awareness, and realize equanimity and wisdom. The habitual pattern that develops when dualistic conceptions increase is to praise oneself and belittle others. From this unpleasantness comes increasing jealousy, rivalry, quarreling, and fighting, which leads to birth as the anti-god and the killer. The result is told in the hell. I am the Buddha by my powerful prayers. May beings of the increased and competitive thoughts who quarrel and fight no longer cling to the enemy but relax their own mind, restore the self-refreshing awareness, and realize their all-accomplishing wisdom. Being mindless and distracted, foggy, dull, forgetful, and unconscious causes laziness and ignorance increase. The result of the wonder and helplessly arriving to truth. I am the Buddha by power of my prayer. May those who wander in the darkness of ignorance awaken the radiant cloud of the mindfulness, and by the power of this, realize this wisdom of Dharmadhatu. All the sentient beings of the three realms and share the same nature, but lacking the mindfulness and wandering aimlessly, they perform the actions that have no meaning. These six types of actions are like deluded dreams. I am the primordial Buddha, in order to tame the beings of the six realms by emanation display. I, Kuntuzangpo, pray, may all beings without exception reach perfect enlightenment in the palace of Dharmadhatu.
Aho! Hereafter, when the powerful yogi and the yogini, with clear radiating awareness without delusion, perform these powerful prayers, all those who hear it will reach enlightenment in three births. At the time of the eclipse of the sun and moon, when the sky is thunders, during the earthquake, solstices, or the changing of the year, at this time, visualize yourself as Kuntuzangpo, and the recite these prayers will be heard by everyone. Do this for the beings of the six realms. In the performance of this prayer by yogis and yoginis will relieve suffering, and eventually all beings will reach to the Buddhahood.